Hey everybody, how you all doing? Winter Dave here. Well, here it is. This is a solid block of cedar. It's a 100-year-old piece of wood that I pulled out of a barn out of Rogersville, Tennessee. I told you I'd do a basic shape. This is the basic shape right here. This is cherry. I think I'm gonna turn his head this way. I'm not really for sure. I've done them backwards. I won't carve all the feathers because, like I said, I used to do ducks, and this is about as close as I get a duck. But we're going to start roughing it in a little bit. I told everybody that I'd do a little hatchet carving, so we're just going to get it roughed in, and then I'll probably go to a draw knife, a spoke shaver, just different tools, naturally a knife. But we need to lose some of this weight here. Like I said, I like the sound of a hatchet. There's a knot there, so that's going to be a little rough right there. But that's what adds the beauty. We got to get it started. I did draw a center line, right to left, left to right. We're just going to get her roughed in. It's going to have to look a little ugly before it looks pretty. It's a beautiful day out here in the mountains today. Nice and sunny. It's a gorgeous day. I love the smell of cedar. Quite a bit of wood's going to have to come off. That's why you always start with a large block and work your way down. Gonna make me some new dogs. These dogs are just about wore out. These are walnut. This is a walnut head. You know, it's just covered it in motor oil the other day. That's one of the best ways to preserve wood. The whole bench I custom built. It doesn't really weigh that much where I can pack it around. I took a dolly and made a special floor on a dolly that I can pack it in if I have to go a far distance. I'm not worried about that tail at all. It has to be carved off. I started carving with a hatchet when I was a kid. I didn't have fancy tools, and I just started. I didn't have this fancy hatchet like this. I took an old axe, took it, made me a handle. It really wasn't a hatchet. It was an axe head. It worked. Worked for years. Then I bought this one. This has all been custom made. Oh yeah. It breaks off like that because it's thin. But that's what I said. I use a very thick piece of wood, and then I just go down to where I want. Then I'll go in with a draw knife and draw knife it out a lot. And I have a tool called a spoke shaver. That'll get me a definite shape. And then knives and chisels, and gotta deal with that knot right there. didn't want to do this in my shop because you can tell it makes a horrendous mess. Oop, there goes the head. Let me grab that head real fast. Head doesn't hit the ground. Oh! Yeah, see? He's gonna be a little stubby little duck. Let's put this head down here on the shelf so he don't dance around. We'll make him arch more. Why not? I got the wood to do it. And I tell you folks, I don't know how thick it is. I don't know the length. I just took a pencil, draw the shape of a duck, cut it out, because this is called a block carving. I did use my bandsaw to get this shape. And it's, like I said, I didn't measure none of it. It is what it is. It's all natural. I apologize that I'm having to move it so much, but I do like my fingers. So it has to be moved around so many times to get the shape. I'll use a smaller hatchet here. This is another hatchet that's in handmade. It don't weigh as much. It don't wear my arm out. That thing there is heavy, but it's made to be heavy. This is a detail hatchet. I had it custom made, so it doesn't weigh much. Alright, look at that shape. She's getting there. Nice little swoop there. And these, you need to take off a little bit of this here. We're just getting it roughed in. There's a lot of work in one of these. Yes. One thing I don't teach, I teach wood carving and woodworking. I do not teach hatchet carving. Because if you mess up, well, you're going to pay the price. And normally when I cut myself is when I'm putting it back in the sheath. I usually cut my fingers when I'm trying to put it away. Oh yeah, she's getting there. Lose his butt here a little bit. Wrong hatchet. That to drive too hard. Gotta have a heavier hatchet. You can see what happens to the dogs. I've had these dogs on here for a long time, but they're starting to go. Trying to find some ironwood. Ironwood would be awesome to have because it's a lot more stout of wood. That's walnut. As sharp as this hatchet is, it's going to cut right through it. I use a puck when I sharpen. Let me show you that real fast. Just a water puck. Out of water. A lot of people are afraid to use these because you're so close to your fingers. But this keeps my edge on here. Now I've changed the grind on this, all with a file. I didn't like it, so I refiled it to where it fits me. This is not the factory, the way it was designed. I didn't like how it sliced, so I refiled it. That thing is sharp. I people you don't want to touch my hatchet, so whack a finger off. Let's see, where was he at? Let's get some of this out here for you. I ain't going to carve this whole thing because it's going to take a lot. But I just wanted to show you a little bit. You know, I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back when I do some knife carving on it. Stuff like that. Gotta deal with that knot there. Like I said, they're beautiful, but knots are not fun. See, the other side cut easier because it didn't have a knot. But I do use hand saws. And I use a little bit of everything. Any kind of, just to get this shape in here. You know, but it's easy. And I'll taper that bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll that bottom in. That way it'll look like it's floating. See, if you set it up here like that, you see a square edge right there. But if you taper it, it's going to look like it's floating. That's the hard thing for me to teach people, how to see it. I see it, I feel it, and I breathe it, and I see it. But trying to teach somebody that, they just don't get it. Here's the one I like, is the white. You find white in it, and it runs through the piece that you're doing. To me, that's pure beauty. Mother Nature. Look at that. See how I just round it off. You don't have to be fancy. Like I said, this is just roughing it in, then I'll come in with a big knife. I'm probably going to use the draw knife on this. I have some really old draw knives I've had for years. So then, like I said, I've got the spoke shaver. This just kind of gives you an idea when I say I use a hatchet. I carve spoons, wooden bows. Of course, the wooden bows is done with an adze, a guttering adze, and a hatchet. And I can take a tree and just make you a bow or a spoon right out of a limb or whatever. It don't matter. You don't have to have it. You don't have to go out and buy one. Well, folks, I thought I would just show it to you. You know, I'd give you a little bit of taste. Let's put the head back on here. I mean, I haven't carved it. I think I'm going to turn his head around this way. I don't know yet. See, if ducks are turned around this way and they're under their wing, they're asleep. But I think I may have him looking this way. Last one I did, he was looking straight forward. That's kind of boring. I think I'm going to put a little turn. Like I said, this is solid cherry. It's old too. I took it out of the barn. So, two different types of wood. I'm not going to stain this. I'm just going to put a clear coat because I want to see the beauty of the wood. You know, if you put stain on it, you can hide the wood. But I want to say thank you all, and if you be so kind to go on YouTube and check us out and like our page, send me a comment. I appreciate it, and I appreciate it if you'd share our page. I thank you again, and this is Whittler Dave.